Hey man, today I'm going to be reacting to another FLEEKAZOID video, and this one's another one that I haven't seen since I started reacting to them. And yeah, if anyone has any requests on on the older FLEEKAZOID stuff that they want to see me react to, then feel free, because yeah, I'm open to any suggestions, whether it be FLEEKAZOID videos or Seth videos or any other videos that I haven't seen before and want me to react to. I'm open to suggestions. So yeah, this one is called Erasing Humanity with Dairy Products in Fallout 4. And yeah, I just chose this one just because it's like Fallout 4 and dairy products. I feel like if I would consume too much dairy products, I feel like stuff will be erased as well. It's not a good time. It's only if I eat too much though. I'm fine with a little bit. But yeah, it's stomach does not go well with a lot of dairy products. But yeah, let's see what happens in Fallout 4, because what I remember in Fallout 4, I don't remember a lot of dairy products. And Fleek with his usual interesting character look. Alright, let's go.
This is Levi. Levi is a man of peace. Your average family man.
Right.
And a devout, milk-chugging member of the Amish Mafia that wouldn't touch an electronic even if it looked like Ana de Armas. A simple man with an unabashed love for his homegrown dairy products. May the Kraft Select Mac and Cheese cleanse your soul! But his...
What? I'm speechless with that.
For his homegrown dairy products. May the Kraft...
We got Nick Cage in picture frames. We got a boatload of mac and cheese on the floor. Oh, gee.
Like mac and cheese look at all. But his regular Amish life would soon experience a disruption straight from the Fleek Zone when his bitch wife, Esther, his words not mine, would cheat on him with the gardening robot. And although he could not be for certain, when his son came home from the hospital, there were signs.
Democracy is non-negotiable.
Yeah, well, I would question that too if I was a skeleton and my partner gave birth to a death robot.
Is a preferable alternative to communism.
So although that fateful day his son may not have been born, what was born was an irrational hatred for all electricity and robots. So although Levi always liked to enjoy his Amish lifestyle in peace, it was time to inflict it on the rest of the world.
So it seems like the Monster Hunter wasn't... I mean, it's one of the many things he's modded.
It was time to eradicate electricity. First step, eliminate the power grid with a series of nukes. Second step, destroy any faction that tried to reestablish said power grid. But he would not use any guns. He would use his modified leaf blower and his stockpile of various dairy products that are not limited to but may include milk. Because as it would turn out, no other dairy product fits in the Man Milker 3000 patent pending. So will the Man Milker patent pending be enough for Levi Yoderzoid to take out all four electrical using heretical factions?
So yeah, the Minutemen, the Railroad, Brotherhood of Steel, and in the Institute. I've never used the junk weapon personally, the junk launching weapon. I forget the name, but yeah. I tend to not use the heavier weighted things for some reason. I think because I didn't really increase the strength when I played, just did other stuff. Like the hack. I think I raised hacking, or not. How did I? Yeah, I don't remember. But I remember hacking a lot, lockpicking too maybe, and I tried being stealthy. But that usually always never, that just didn't end up well.
Most definitely. This is the story of the Cable Guy Crusade right here on Spike TV. Let's take it back to day.
And as of this recording, I think Nick Cage is playing John Madden in the John Madden movie.
Before the Amish nukes dropped, Levi made sure to get the party started a little early with a little 1-2 action. A little boning the Joneses, jumping the neighbors' bones, boning down Janice and Greg, if you know what I mean. And if you don't, what you may understand is the Amish nuke that leveled the entire neighborhood and vaporized all the poor people that couldn't buy a ticket into the vault. Now, would Levi go down to the vault? No. I mean, Levi is an Amish man of Amish principle. What are you, stupid or something? Are you slow in the head? The electric exposure he would face would be deadly. So instead, he stayed above ground with the nukes, taking shelter in his trusty fridge. Hey, you laughed now, but it worked. And it worked flawlessly.
Oh, yeah, there was a skeleton in the fridge. Or was that in New Vegas? I remember seeing a skeleton in the fridge in one of the Fallout games. It might have been New Vegas, but that was clearly an ode to Indiana Jones.
Sure, he had a little 200-year coma there, but other than that, flawlessly. Don't think about it too hard, alright? George didn't, and it made that New Balance wearing son of a bitch a billionaire. Be like George.
Jeez.
Let's keep moving. So with phase 2 now begun and in a post-nuke world, where would Levi go first? Of course, back to his old hood for a little where are they now? Taking a swing by his ex's house, and wouldn't you know it, the first...
Oh, are we gonna see Preston Garvey? You need to build a new settlement.
Hood for a little
Maybe.
where are they now? Taking a swing by his ex's house, and wouldn't you know it, the first thing that Levi saw was that prick Codsworth that stuck his jumper cables into his wife. This is for banging my wife, you magnetic hunk of shit, he said calmly. Then he set his sights on Concord to meet up with the LARPers.
Oh,
now,
no.
the great thing about the millisecond men was that they were such
frightening.
losers that they didn't have electricity or robots or any advanced electronic technology. These dorks' incompetence, and I mean dribbling foolishness, would save them from Levi's wrath, which worked out for Levi as well, because all the quests that lead to the Institute are tied to the millisecond men being alive. So with that being said, he set off to meet up with Gravy, but before that, he stopped at the Red Rocket to pick up his trusty companion.
What is this? What is this? No, not dog meat.
Thick Meat, who survived 200
Thick meat.
years in a nuclear blast because the type 2 diabetes within burned brighter than the atomic bomb without. Flash forward, and Levi is in the Museum of Freedom in Concord, but he can't get to the LARP hood of plastic because they're being pinned down by raiders. But this was no problem for Amish Levi, because the Man Milker patent pending was built to help bros in need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots missed. As it would turn out, the junk jet blew ass more than it did death. It was so aggressively shit at hitting the target that the camera angle was swapping around 3 times per minute to capture the magnitude of just how shit it was. It was like that scene from Taken where Liam Neeson fights old age, bad joints, and a fence. Biggie had to resurrect just to give Levi a little bit of his dignity back. It appeared this was not going to be a milk run. So Levi took matters into his own hands and raw-dogged the rest of the men until he reached Preston Gravy, who was very happy to see him. Why was Preston happy to see Levi? Because now he could unload all his manual labor onto somebody else.
Excuse me, how long have you been doing manual labor?
Here was the plan for his first gig. Use the power armor, run down the street, handle the rest of the raiders, be surprised by Macho Claw, shove Macho Claw, have a stroke, entomb yourself in the power armor, and die a slow death burning in Amish.
I think. I think the. Oh, I mean, I want to say the boss mod and that he did for Monster Hunter was worse, but maybe that's more visually appealing. It's just that one move that was just. Yeah.
Entomb yourself in the power armor and die a slow death burning in Amish hell forever for using electricity. Huh? But our Amish Levi did not like this plan. In fact, he had a different plan, a better plan. And that plan was to down a trusty box of Kraft Mac, shove Macho Claw's ass into the sun.
I like my cat.
Then return to collect his reward from Gravy and Granny and start their blossoming new friendship. Oh, it's just nice to have another Amish around here. I'll see you back at the cage wall. But just as he was stepping away, he noticed something. An impurity, an abnormality, a betrayal. The Minutemen were dirty power users after all. Oh boy, that was unfortunate.
Oh no!
Yelled Levi angrily, and then he returned to Sanctuary alone, now completely screwed because he shoved his elderly chances of completing the main quest into the fucking ceiling. He sat that evening on his prayer folding chair facing Nicolas Cage's house, asking Amish god Emperor Cage for guidance. Where would Levi go next? And wouldn't you believe it? He heard back in a voice so sweet he thought he heard the shuffle of the angels' feet. It was clear what he had to do. So he immediately suited up, hopped into his new tractor, and began riding out to Diamond City. The road to Diamond City was pretty smooth,
Wait.
except
Wait, what? There was... I mean, I'm not surprised there's vehicle mods, but... it looks so janky too.
Tractor and began riding out to Diamond City. The road to Diamond City was pretty smooth, except for the lady he had to shove into a power pylon, but other than that, smooth. He was making record times and headbanging to a little enclave radio, which is like if AJ and Every American Anthem shared a radio program. One second you're listening to a
Sounds like an
banger, the
OG
next second
follow.
some dude interrupts the anthem for a call to retake the country, and then you're right back to the anthem again. It's like Red Bull for rednecks. No, wait, that's just Monster Energy. I'm getting off track. Back to Levi. When he made it to Diamond City and sashayed up to the front gate, he noticed Piper was having a Karen moment, yelling into the intercom for Diamond City's manager, so Levi tried to calm her down. Honest to Cage, he did. When bam, Levi accidentally blasted her ass. It was a premature milk. Legitimately an accident, according to the history book. This was bad because Levi needed Piper for some main missions, but even worse because now he couldn't talk to the mayor because he was standing stuck outside waiting on Piper's now very dead ass. Levi waited a day, then a week, then a month, then a year, 10 years. He kept trying to talk to the mayor, but he wouldn't budge. He was a simp through and through. He wanted to pipe the piper, so he would only talk to her.
1 second,
I mean...
sir.
So with Gravy dead, the main quest bugged out. Ain't not a chance Levi's gonna wind back the clock to drive to Diamond City for a third time. Yeah, I cut out the part where Levi had to drive to Diamond City for a second time after he tripped over a nuke on his first road trip because it wasn't important. What is important is that Levi's being forced to do something right now that he doesn't want to do. But his hands are tied. He has no other option. He had to milk every last citizen in Diamond City. Milk every last man, no Diddy. Milk on every last woman, no Kelly. And every child.
I swear, given the recent news about them, I did not know that he was going to talk about those people, but sure.
No Drake. His hands were tied. There was nothing the milkman could do. His better fleek therapist told him hobbies are a great way to reduce stress and anxiety. Levi asked specifically if this would be okay beforehand, and the guy replied, "Hey, how the fuck should I know? You think I went to school for this shit?" Levi tried to be cool with some of them, play a little Nerf, but unfortunately, the Diamond City civvies were pretty shitty at catching things. I guess they're more of a softball city. Now with Diamond City completely milked, the bad news was Levi had no way to buy materials, no way to continue the main quest line, and he could never come back. The good news was,
I mean, don't really need to rebuild a settlement if there's no one to go to the settlement, right?
Levi realized he had the location to the next target in his pocket this whole time. The railroad. What makes the railroad special is that they are special. Needs some help disguising their path to their secret base a little bit more because they mark their base with a big-ass red line that goes across town, and then they make the password to their secret faction HQ the name of their faction. It's like making your password. Nonetheless, boy, were they happy to see Levi, and Levi was happy to see them. Now, as a real quick history lesson, the railroad is a faction that helps the robots, and therefore that was enough casus belli for Levi to execute them.
This
event is not canon. But Levi did not actually kill them there. No. He was in this for the long con. He needed into that main base so that he could wipe out all the electric users inside and wipe out the entire faction. Now, this would mean Levi would have to compromise his swearing off of electricity, but as the leader of the Amish cult, let's be honest, it was no longer Levi's duty to abide by every rule all the time. A cult leader's only real duty is to bang all the other cult members' wives. It is known. And so Levi marched out to the middle of nowhere, met with Deacon to complete the railroad initiation mission, shoved his stutter-stepping ass into the sun, then ran into the first man that wasn't happy to see Levi. And after a thorough, deep, and inquisitive conversation between three completely normal people, this frowny bitch finally led Levi to his very first synth hideout so that he could spend some quality.
Why is he holding a baby? What? Did I miss something in the game, or like what was modded to make it look like a baby?
This frowny bitch finally led Levi to his very first synth hideout so that he could spend some quality time with his son. Don't feel bad for him either. He's having a blast.
Chinese aggressors.
Using him to kill the socialist sense is like taking this kid to Disney World. He loves
Right.
it. Once all the synths were dead, Levi turned in the quest and they let him into the main base. Would he attack now? No, he had a feeling that he could make it just a little bit further. So he did all their side quests, and guess what? It led him to the location of a second synth hideout. But not only that, along the way in doing these side quests, Levi had the good fortune of finding a double D rated side companion. Now you may be wondering, why is that lucky, Grand Elder Fleek? Because you remember how you asked where Levi gets his milk from? Well, do you see any cows around?
No. I mean, fair. just fair.
Here? Neither do I, pimp. Neither do I. And so with the addition of Levi's new companion, Levi stocked up on 300 more bottles of milk, and then he returned to the railroad HQ.
Where all the synths got.
No, you're all the synths had, pal.
Get milk.
All hail the dairy gods and all hail Nick Cage. May the Kraft Select mac and cheese cleanse your soul. The next weekend, Levi moved to the second synth hideout and battered them down, then entombed them in Kraft mac and cheese and once again plastered their walls with Nick Cage murals. That was the end of the railroad. 2 factions down, 2 to go.
I think I've never seen that much of an item just drawn out against the floor like that ever since, what was it, Skyrim? Like someone modded, and not modded, but like inserted in one space a ton of cheese, or was it like they spawned a ton of cheese on top of like a mountain and watched it all fall down the hill, something like that, something silly.
I couldn't get any higher. But unfortunately, his mind and bones were decaying. And it's because of all the electric disruption he's been experiencing lately, aka ED. That elevator ride to the second synth hideout was 15 minutes of exposure. That's too much for an Amish man. When he returned to Diamond City to fix his milk launcher, not even the guards could recognize him. But he recognized their impure electronic souls, and so he pulled out his Glock 17 to absolve them as fast as he humanly fucking could. Levi didn't have much more
that's why it's a baby. It's a melee weapon. What did I just say?
Time. He had to do what he had to do. But after contacting the Brotherhood of Steel, something about being near Paladin Dance for so long was starting to cause young Levi's decay to accelerate to the point of experiencing whiteouts. He'd just be jumping, then flash, he's pummeling a Sharpay into the afterlife. Then just as he finished pummeling the super mutant's nuts and resolving the issues his unconscious self had caused, flash again. And here's Levi lighting up a fully automatic 1911 that was augmented to win a third world war, convincing a man that he could solve his severe post-traumatic stress disorder by making it present traumatic stress disorder if he just rejoined the Strugglehood of Steel. After that, he tried celebrating by taking a dip in the lake. And now here he is besieging the Brotherhood of Steel's packed outpost with the G team. Bullets flying, bombs bouncing, and he's setting off more car bombs than the IRA. No.
He sure has a lot of outfits for the companion.
What Levi actually did was flick the craft switch on to full auto, and with the power of the Double D team behind him, that provided him with 30,000 rounds of ammunition. He let the leche loose. One after the next, the Sisterhood of Steel returned as much fire as they could, but Levi was in his milkman armor. He was
Imagine if in season 2 of Fallout, there's just like one person with the junk gun and just start shooting milk bottles at everyone, including like the Brotherhood of Steel, and then you just hear like all these clinks and bottle crashing sounds. Just like, what happened here? And just once you approach, it's just a whole mess of power armor and white liquid.
Speaking on crap, he simply was better up. He was the greatest and utterly unstoppable goat. He peppered Jack.
Whoa, what size quote is that, Maxon? Let me try that on.
Told them they had to Asya go.
Oh, hey, won't you run from the milkman?
Say brave,
bitch. Is that Buzz Light? I couldn't even see because it was like so many effects going on, but no, okay, it's not. I mean, technically it is Buzz Lightyear. You can see like on the top left here, like it's it's not Buzz Lightyear the character, it's just Buzz Lightyear the colors of the power armor skin.
Well, then they had to ask you go.
Oh, hey, don't you run
The
from the milkman.
mods.
Say brave, brave, bitch.
Clean your room, pal. Clean your room. Clean your
What
room.
a
Eat her throat.
If you move again, I will tear you limb from fucking limb, buddy.
It's always cheddar to give than to receive.
My turn.
Oh jeez. Well,
Camembert. Levi then flew up to the ship in his milk-powered armor, gunned down every last pilot in the cockpit, and then gunned down every last power armor using filth that stood in his path. Levi looked at each individual soldier in their eyes and he milked them personally.
oh no. Get milked.
Until the very end where his power armor died and his milk gun broke, and he was forced to hop out of the milkman armor to piece up those udders with his God-given dairy products. Those brittle bones, baby! And what he discovered was that he was the ultimate dairy product all along. The prodigal son of the dairy industry. The bringer of end time. The one true calcium king! Once the Brotherhood of Steel was finished, Levi did his signature burial, then he leapt off the ship and threw the soil straight into the Institute. Oh yeah, that isn't your average plot hole right there. That's a
I was gonna say, like, if this was in Fallout 1 and maybe Fallout 2, I didn't play Fallout 2 much, so I can't say specifically there, but even if you had like the best power armor and like the best weapon and you're just rolling through the enemies, there's always a chance that a stray bullet, stray laser, what have you, can just go through the power armor and just hit you in the eye and then crit and then kill you. Like, I don't think that happens much, if at all, in Fallout 4, but that was always a thing in Fallout 1. Like, the chances for that happening was low, but there was always a chance.
And threw the soil straight into the Institute. Oh yeah, that isn't your average plot hole right there. That's a plot black hole, but I'm moving in 2 days, and I gotta finish this ballad now. So yes, straight into the Institute Faction HQE goes, where they're replacing humans with damn walking, talking iPads. And then he proceeded to bone every last one of them. Systematically, he laid the smacketh down. Not one of them stood a chance against Levi, because he had calcium, and they did not.
Right. Calcium for strong bones. Oh no. Better than yesterday. What? Wait, what was the... Unless it better than yesterday sampled that backing track. That instrumental track. Because I originally heard that instrumental track from Better Than Yesterday, which is from MC Sniper, a Korean rapper. So I don't know if that was a American song that used that one as well.
Real fake Sean. Oh, say bree, bitch. Oh, my bad, I already used that one. Say good night, bitch. When he ran into the man that ran the Institute, I will swish your entire family's throat. It's a monster mash. Fed of this, I will degrade and cheddar jack you up, buddy. Good fuck this. Good day to die hard for Jesus Christ. He suplexed and ripped every last one. Levi woke up overlooking an arena in which all the remaining members of every faction were fighting to the death. Brotherhood fighting Hellcats, fighting Raiders, fighting the Institute, lasers flying left and right. It was a big bloodbath. Esther.
Oh no.
It's meant to be at a very strange time in my life.
Insert the Final Fantasy 14 meme. Laggy beautifulness right there. Another great video from FLEEKAZOID. And it's still going. But who's... Oh. Oh. So, yeah, when I played Fallout 4, I did not mod that too much. I think at most I did was just like quality of life stuff. I modded original Oblivion and Skyrim when I played. Again, not that much. It's just some character mods, character looking mods, stuff like that. Nothing that changed how like the weapons looked or how the NPCs looked in general. It just added, let's say, except for like the followers. I modded the followers to make them look, let's just say, different. But yeah, Fallout 4 dairy products, and he went milking. He was the milkman, and that's why he was all bones, because calcium, all that calcium made for some great bone, some bone action. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.